Hello and welcome back, friends. As part of taming our paperwork jungle, we are going to organize and safely store all of our insurance documents. But while we have them out, we're going to go ahead and conduct a little mini insurance audit just to make sure that we have adequate coverage for our home, our health, our vehicles, and our life insurance policies. So go ahead and take 5 quick minutes and go gather all of those insurance policies that you have and meet me back here, and we're going to get started with organizing our insurance documents. Okay, let's get started. So now that we have all of our policies, we want to make sure we have an individual file folder for each type of policy. So for your home, you also want one for your vehicles or your car insurance. And if you have multiple vehicles, you'll want one file folder for each vehicle. Also, your health insurance and your life insurance policy or policies. Remember, on the file folders, you want to write the contact information on the inside of the file, the number to reach your agent, the address, and your policy numbers. That's going to be really important. You have all of that information at your fingertips when you need it. Now, let's start talking about each type of insurance. And we want to just take a quick peek at our coverage and our policy dates just to make sure that we have all of that in kind of the back of our mind and in our framework to make sure none of our policies lapse, as well as making sure that we have adequate coverage. So let's talk about our home insurance first. It's really important that we have adequate coverage on our home and the contents. So you hear me say all the time when we're doing our thematic organization to write down the serial numbers and take photographs and inventory any high value item. But let's get real. Every tangible item in your home has a value. It has cost you money or it has a value. So these are items that we want to make sure that we're factoring in when we assess our coverage for our insurance for our home. So if you are going through the process of every nook and cranny cleaning, go ahead and start just jotting down. I don't know if you can see, but I have a hard copy. You can do this digitally too, and I encourage you to have photographs of everything. Your insurance company may require photographs of all of your items, but just go ahead and jot down all the little items as well. I know it's a little time consuming, but as we're doing only one wall a day in our every nook and cranny cleaning, you jot down the items that you have, particularly focusing on any high value items such as electronics, if they have antiques, artwork, musical instruments, any type of high value item, you're going to need really thorough documentation. So remember, we have receipts for things that we've purchased. We have those filed away, so we want to make sure we have photographs and serial numbers of any high value item that we can. If you have antiques, you may want to spend a little money to have them appraised by a professional. Artwork, the same thing, just to make sure that you have adequate coverage and your insurance company will cover your items in the case of loss. Then go through and just give an estimate of the value of each item. Everything that you have has value. Your couch has value, your furniture has value, all your small electronics, your cell phone, your tablets, everything has a value. You want to start to calculate of what you have because it all adds up. Just think for a moment of how much you have invested in electronics and all the electronic paraphernalia, such as your DVDs, Blu-rays, your game controllers, your gaming system, your games, your speakers, all of your devices, your tablets, your chargers, your phone, your Bluetooth speakers, your stereo system. Everything has a value, and when you start to calculate the value of all of that, it really adds up. So what we really want to do is make sure we have enough coverage. So once you start assigning a value, even to the small things that you may not think have a lot of value, but it all adds up. At the end of our 30-day process, we will have every nook and cranny cleaned, every little bit of our home, and so we have gone through all of our items. You can do a quick video of the items for insurance purposes in your every nook and cranny clean room, And that way you have documentation that you own that item, and you also have a hard copy. So you have a value assigned to that item. At the end of our process, we're going to calculate the total of all of the household items that we have, including our wardrobe and all of the little items, you know, china, crystal, all of that. It all adds up. That's what you want to base your homeowner's information, insurance information. You want to make sure you have the coverage for not only your home structure, but all of the items inside, because that will really benefit you in the tragic event of any kind of loss from fire or flooding. So, really important. I like to just, for my inventory, I like to keep a hard copy because it's just so easy for me to have a cup of tea after I've every nook and cranny cleaned a room, and I can just sit down and jot down what I have, assign it, then I'm finished with that room. It's clean and inventoried. Next, you want to let's talk about your auto insurance. Now, it's really important that you take that proof of insurance card and put it in your vehicle. You need to have a current proof of insurance card in your vehicle per state law. So you want to make sure that you do that. If you don't have that, double check when we clean our cars. We're also going to double check. So that's just a tip. And the other thing we want to do is we want to look at each vehicle and make sure that we have the proper coverage and we have adequate coverage for that vehicle. And make sure that your policies are updated. Take a note of those policy expiration dates. You don't want to be caught without insurance. So, auto insurance, do your quick little mini audit, and we're finished there. Now, let's talk about life insurance. Now, this is really super important. If you have life insurance, a life insurance policy or policies, you want to review that policy and you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the policy and the amount for your family and for your expenses in the untimely event of your death. You want to make sure that your intentions for your family and your spouse are represented in your insurance coverage. You also want to make sure that your policy is up to date and that you have communicated with your insurance agent to make sure that you have the coverage that you want with the company that you want, that has the benefits that you want. So, and you want to make sure that there are all the conditions for those benefits meet your needs. We also want to make sure that we have communicated our life insurance to the appropriate people, such as our spouse, our family, as well as the executor of your estate. So life insurance, done. Now, health insurance. We want to talk about our health insurance just briefly. You may get health insurance from your company, you may have your own policy, but you also want to just check your health insurance, check out the policy dates, but you want to take note of the open enrollment dates. Those are the dates that you can change your policy with the company, so you want to go ahead and see where that window is so that if you want to adjust your coverage or change some of your coverage, you know when you can do that and you're already prepared to make those changes. You already have researched the policy changes that you want to make and the opportunities that are there in your policy. So go ahead and make a note of that, put it in your phone as a reminder, put it on your agenda, in your calendar, something to remind you because those open enrollment dates slip by so quickly. Check your family insurance, make sure that everybody is covered to the degree that you feel comfortable. All right, so now that we've done our little mini audit, we want to make sure that we have a copy of all of our insurance documents. So if you have a home copier or if you can take them to a business where you can make copies, you want extra copies. You want a copy of your home insurance, your life insurance, your vehicle insurance, and as well as your insurance. You want all of this information in a zip top bag. You can put it in your plastic file folder in a zip top bag, and this is going to go into your emergency evacuation kit in the case that you have to evacuate your house in a hurry, in an emergency situation. You're going to want to have your account numbers, your policy numbers, and your contact information for your insurance company in the event that you're going to have to file a claim due to a disaster. So You want to make a copy, put it in your zip top, 2-gallon zip top bag, and put this into your emergency evacuation bin or kit that you have for your home in the case that you have to evacuate your home in an emergency. Okay, so we have conducted our insurance audit, we have reviewed our coverage, have our insurance documents organized, and now we want to safely store our insurance documents. Life insurance needs to be in your safe. Your auto and your home insurance can be in your filing system if you feel comfortable with that, and your health. But your life insurance policy need to be in a safe or a safety deposit box. Again, put them in your in an envelope, plastic envelope, or whatever storage device you need, a binder, and then you want to put them in a zip top bag in your safe, just in the case that your safe is not waterproof. You can also store them in a safety deposit box, but you may want to make sure that somebody is aware that you do have a safety deposit box and you have documents in there, so that in the event of an emergency or you are incapacitated, somebody will be able to get access to your insurance information. That's it for today for another segment of Taming the Paperwork Jungle. I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.